A small German town, May 1945. The war has just ended. American troops have recently liberated the area. The town is in ruins, but life is slowly returning. Ernst Weber, German shopkeeper, 58, weary and confused. Greta Weber, his wife, 55, practical and observant. Hans Muller, former Wehrmacht soldier, 32, bitter but resigned. Liesel Schmidt, young woman, 24, curious and adaptable. Corporal Tommy Sullivan, American GI, 22, friendly and mischievous. Sergeant Mike Rossi, American GI, 26, experienced and amused. Morning. YRNSD and Greta sweep debris from their damaged shop. YRNSD stops suddenly, staring at the wall next to their door. There's a crude drawing of a bald man with a long nose peering over a line, with the words "Kilroy was here" written below it. YRNSD. Dropping his broom, Greta. Greta, come here. Look at this. Greta. Approaching, squinting. What is it? More American propaganda? YRNSD. Tracing the drawing with his finger. I don't know. It's strange. See, a face. And these words. Kilroy was here. Greta. Frowning. Kilroy? What is Kilroy? Is it a person? A code? YRNSD. Nervous. It must be something important. Why else would they mark our wall? Liesel walks by, carrying a bucket of water. She stops when she sees them staring at the wall. Liesel, you found one too. They're everywhere. On the bridge, the town hall, even inside the church. Greta. Alarmed. Inside the church? These Americans have no respect. Liesel. Shrugging. Better than bombs, Frau Weber. At least it's just chalk. YRNSD. Still puzzled. But who is Kilroy? And how did he get everywhere so quickly? Town square. Several German civilians gather around a fountain where another Kilroy was here. Drawing appears. Hans Muller stands among them, arms crossed, looking bitter. Hans, loudly, it's a warning. Mark my words. This Kilroy is probably the name of their secret police. They're marking us, keeping track of who lives where. Elderly man, you think so? Maybe it's what do they call it, a death list? Hans, these are Americans. Who knows what they're capable of? Liesel, arriving skeptical. Oh, stop it, Hans. If they wanted to kill us, they'd have done it already. They're not like the Russians. Hans, defensive. I'm just saying it's suspicious. This face appears everywhere overnight. Every building, every wall. Someone, or something, is marking territory. Greta, worried, mein Gott. What if it's their way of claiming our homes? Maybe Kilroy is a general who's going to seize our properties. YRNSD. To a young boy nearby you. Boy, have you seen the Americans draw these? Boy, shaking his head, no sir. They just appear. Like magic. My Moody says it's a ghost. Weber's shop, afternoon. A small group has gathered, all talking nervously about Kilroy. Hans holds court. Hans, I heard from someone in the next town that the German High Command knew about Kilroy during the war. They thought he was a master spy. Greta, a spy? Hans, nodding gravely, yes. Apparently, they found Kilroy was here, on captured American equipment, in our own bunkers, even in places we thought were secure. The Fuhrer himself supposedly became obsessed with finding this Kilroy. YRNSD. Eyes wide. You mean, this has been going on since before the surrender? Hans, for years. And they never caught him. Not once. Think about it. How could one man be everywhere? Unless. Liesel, rolling her eyes. Unless what? He can fly. Become invisible? Hans, leaning in conspiratorially. Unless there are hundreds of them. Maybe Kilroy is a code name. An organization. Secret agents planted among us. Elderly woman, crossing herself. Heilige Maria. We're being watched. Liesel, frustrated. You're all being ridiculous. It's just graffiti. Greta, to Liesel. Then why is it everywhere? Why always the same drawing? The same name? Liesel, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. American checkpoint. Corporal Sullivan and Sergeant Rossi nervously checking papers with the RNSD reluctantly following. Liesel, in broken English, excuse me please. American soldiers? Sullivan, Friendly, yeah, sweetheart. What can we do for you? Liesel. Carefully, we want to know about. Kilroy. Who is Kilroy? Sullivan's face lights up. Rossi starts laughing. Rossi. Grinning Kilroy? You're asking about Kilroy? YRNSD. Nervous, yes. The drawings. They are everywhere. We want to know, is he coming? Will he take our homes? Both Americans burst out laughing. Sullivan has to lean against the checkpoint booth. Sullivan. Wiping his eyes, oh man, that's rich. You think Kilroy's real? Liesel. Defensive, of course we do. The whole town is worried. His name is on every wall. Rossi. Still chuckling. Lady, Kilroy isn't a person. It's just how do I explain this? It's a joke. A game. YRNSD. Confused, a game? Sullivan. Trying to be serious. Yeah, see. It started back in the States. Someone, maybe a guy named Kilroy, maybe not, started writing it on stuff. Then we GIs picked it up. Now it's like a competition. Whoever gets to a place first, they draw Kilroy. It means an American was here. Liesel. Slowly understanding, so it's not a spy. Not a general? Rossi. Shaking his head, nope. Just a cartoon. A mascot, I guess. We draw it to say we made it somewhere. Kind of like bragging rights. YRNSD. Stunned, so there's no danger? No secret police? Sullivan. Kindly, no danger at all, pal. It's just our way of leaving a mark. Letting the next guy know we beat him to the spot. Liesel. Starting to smile. The whole town has been terrified of a cartoon? Rossi. Laughing, sounds like it. Back in the town square. Liesel and YRNSD return to find an even larger crowd gathered around yet another Kilroy drawing. Hans. Seeing them, well, what did the Americans say? Is it as bad as we feared? Liesel. Trying not to laugh. It's not what we thought. Greta, what do you mean? Tell us. YRNSD. Embarrassed, Kilroy isn't a person. It's a joke. American soldiers draw it for fun. Hans. Suspicious, a joke? What kind of joke? Liesel. Smiling now, they compete with each other. Whoever gets somewhere first draws this little man, and writes, Kilroy was here. It's like children playing tag. That's all. Silence. Then someone in the crowd starts laughing. Then another. Soon the whole square is filled with nervous, relieved laughter. Elderly woman. Wiping tears. We were afraid of a cartoon. Greta. Shaking her head. After everything we've been through, bombs, soldiers, starvation, and we're frightened by chalk drawings. Hans. Deflating, I suppose. I suppose it is rather absurd. Young boy. Excitedly. Does that mean Kilroy won't take my house? Liesel. Ruffling his hair. No, Kleiner. Kilroy won't take anything. He's just a silly face on a wall. Evening. YRNSD and Greta sit on the steps of their shop, looking at the Kilroy drawing on their wall in a new light. Sullivan walks by on patrol. Sullivan. Waving, evening, folks. YRNSD. Hesitantly, Corporal? May I ask you something? Sullivan. Stopping, sure thing. YRNSD. This Kilroy, why do you do it? What does it mean to you? Sullivan. Sitting on the steps with them, honest answer? He pauses, thinking. It reminds us we're not alone. You know, when you're scared, far from home, surrounded by people who wanted to kill you yesterday, you see that little guy on a wall, and you know another American was there, made it through, survived. Greta. Softly, like a message of hope? Sullivan. Nodding, yeah. Exactly like that. Kilroy was here, means someone made it. And if they made it, maybe you will too. YRNSD. Looking at the drawing differently, I see. It's strangely comforting, when you put it that way. Sullivan. Standing plus. It drives the brass crazy trying to figure out who drew it where. He grins. That's half the fun. Liesel. Arriving with cleaning supplies. Should I wash it off our wall, Herr Weber? YRNSD. Considering, then shaking his head, no. Leave it. Let Kilroy stay. He's part of the story now. Greta. Surprised, Ernst? YRNSD. Looking at his destroyed town. We've lost so much. Our sons. Our homes. Our pride. But maybe Maybe this silly cartoon can remind us that even in the worst times, people find ways to laugh, to hope, to say, I was here. I mattered. Sullivan. Respectfully, that's the spirit, sir. That's exactly it. Weeks later, the town is slowly rebuilding. Many Kilroy drawings remain, now faded but visible. Some German children have started drawing their own versions, adding their own names. Fritz was here. Anna was here. American soldiers and German civilians now greet each other in the streets. What started as a mystery became a lesson. The German people, who had been taught to fear everything foreign, learned that sometimes the unknown isn't dangerous, it's just different. And sometimes the simplest things, a cartoon, a joke, a moment of humanity, can build bridges where walls once stood. Final shot, Yara SD, Greta, and Liesel working together to rebuild the shop. On the wall beside them, Kilroy still peeks over his line, watching. Sullivan walks by and gives them a friendly wave. They wave back, smiling. Sullivan pulls out chalk and quickly draws another Kilroy on a nearby lamppost, then winks at the camera before walking away. Kilroy was here became one of the most recognizable symbols of World War II, appearing on walls from Normandy to Berlin, from Guadalcanal to Tokyo. German intelligence, including Hitler himself, reportedly believed Kilroy was a high-level Allied spy who could infiltrate anywhere. In reality, Kilroy was the world's first viral meme, a shared joke among millions of servicemen that reminded them of their common humanity. The phrase and drawing are preserved on the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C., ensuring that even today, Kilroy is still here,